Muslim Brotherhood Party of Egypt set on fire local government offices as they began a march from the Al Imam Mosque Cairo here, a day after over 578 people were killed in the deadliest crackdown by security forces on supporters of ousted President Mohamed Morsi. The Health Ministry said the death toll in Egypt has climbed to 578. Making it the bloodiest day since the Arab Spring in 2011 toppled longtime President Hosni Mubarak in a popular uprising. In Cairo, the march set out from Al Imam Mosque, where dozens of corpses of protesters clad in white shrouds were lined up before grieving relatives. Hundreds of Morsi supporters attacked the local government offices in Giza and set them ablaze. Assailants used Molotov bombs to burn down the building, Al Arabiya reported. The Interior Ministry has instructed all forces to use live ammunition to counter any attacks on government buildings or forces, the ministry said in a statement. There were also reports of clashes in Mahdi, a neighborhood in southern Cairo, between local residents and Morsi supporters, with witnesses saying both sides exchanged gunfire. In a separate statement, the cabinet accused Morsi's Muslim Brotherhood of committing acts of terrorism and vandalism. Earlier, the Muslim Brotherhood vowed to bring down the military-backed government as it called for a massive anti-regime rally against the crackdown that it claimed left 2,000 people dead. We will always be non-violent and peaceful. We remain strong, defiant and resolved, Brotherhood spokesperson Gihad il-Haddad wrote on his Twitter feed. We will push until we bring down this military coup, he added. The protesters were demanding reinstatement of Morsi, Egypt's first democratically elected president, who was deposed by the army on July 3rd. Egyptian Interior Ministry said that at least 43 police officers were also killed and more than 3,500 people injured during countrywide clashes yesterday after security forces evicted supporters of Morsi from two protest camps in Cairo. Egypt's army-backed interim prime minister defended the deadly operation by security forces against supporters of Morsi camped at Rabba al-Adawiya and al-Nahda. Hazim al-Biblawi said the decision to break up the protest was not easy and came only after the government had given mediation efforts a chance. Police and troops used bulldozers, tear gas and live fire to clear out two Cairo sit-ins that had become a hub of Muslim Brotherhood protests against the military. The government yesterday imposed a month-long emergency. The United Nations, the European Union, Britain, France, Iran, Qatar and Turkey strongly denounced the use of force by the military-backed interim government. A quick look at the tidbits. Unidentified miscreants who came in a motorcycle pelted stones at Al Salam Mosque near Konaje at around midnight. It is said that the Maulvi was sleeping downstairs and when he heard a sound, he immediately rushed out. He noticed two miscreants who fled away in a bike which was parked near BCM hostel. 6 months ago, on February 11th, some miscreants had pelted stone on the same mosque. Though the case was filed in Konaje police station, police have failed to trace the miscreants. The Salafi community has demanded to arrest those involved in this incident. Dayanand Kukkaji, staff photographer of Daiji World website who was arrested, is released on bail. It may be recalled that he was taken into custody by the Pandeshwar police on charges of sexual harassment based on a girl's complaint. The website had observed that Dayanand Kukkaji was framed with false accusation and revenge. Dayanand was accused of befriending a girl on Facebook and later taking advantage of her in his apartment. The police had taken him for questioning based on a complaint. In a day of dramatic developments, the complainant was asked to appear in the judge's residence, where she admitted that she had been under pressure from some persons to give the false statement against Dayanand. The girl said to have agreed to withdraw her complaint. Dayanand is released on surety submitted by two persons. Nandawar Abdul Hamid's son, 23-year-old Muhammad Irshad, has died in a road mishap. He was employed in Saudi Arabia. He had left the workplace and had been reported missing thereafter. Since his mobile phone was out of reach, he was not available for contact. When the business establishments in Saudi Arabia reopened after the holidays, a message had been received at the office of the firm where he worked informing of a road mishap. When the representatives of the firm visited the spot, a vehicle belonging to them had been found involved in the mishap. The driver of another vehicle which collided with it, a Syrian national, also is said to have died. Irshad's father had been employed in the Middle East for over 35 years and had settled back home on account of ill health. Retake. Irshad's father had been employed in the Middle East for over 35 years and had settled back home on account of ill health. The eldest of the 4 sons, Irshad, had moved to Saudi Arabia on employment about 3.5 years ago and was working as a driver. A team of researchers have found that children of obese mothers are at an increased risk of dying early as adults due to cardiac diseases. The experts said the findings highlight the urgent need of strategies to prevent obesity even of childbearing age and the need to assess the offspring of obese mothers for their cardiovascular risk. Rates of maternal obesity have risen rapidly in the past 2 decades. In the USA, about 64% of women of reproductive age are overweight and 35% are obese, with a similar pattern in Europe, reported Science Daily. With rising rates of excess weight among pregnant women, the authors said their findings are a major public health concern. As 1 in 5 women in Britain is currently obese, at antenatal booking strategies to optimize weight before pregnancy are urgently required, they said. Once again, the main headlines. Bangalore bus rolled off road, 1 dead, several injured at Tumbe. Jharkhand woman attempts suicide, protest near Delhi Parliament House. Economic independence important, CM Siddaramana Hundi Siddaramaiah. Dead list crackdown in Egypt's Cairo, 578 dead, more than 4,000 injured. Miscreants hurled stones at Konaje, second time to Al Salam Mosque. Website photographer Dayanand released on bail after given surety. Nandawar youth died in road mishap, Saudi Arabia source reported late. Obese mothers' children, risk of dying increased. With this, we come to the end of this edition. For more news and updates, keep watching V4 News 24/7, or you may also log on to v4news.com.